How are you today?
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm better than the last time.
Oh, you were not better the last time?
Yeah, Charlie. You know that the last time was an inconvenience to sit here. It was an inconvenience to sit here for a show with the Fanti Shandor. The young man you left here for me. It was a very big challenge for me. But I have to manage it because I came for a show.
What was challenging about that?
I mean, my life in the morning, meeting a very solid, solemn, presentable feminist or a female, to be precise, female, not something like me, brings a lot of change. But meeting my own makes the show something else. I was very sad, but for the sake of the viewers, I have to pretend. But Shandong was another burden for me. Very big burden for me. As for the viewers, they were happy. And it's also good to tell you that you should be careful with the people you are sitting here for. I asked them to send money because you are running stomach so that we can buy something for you. But what was it? They didn't send anything.
But I did have money.
But what is you having?
I'll tell you.
Okay, so what they told me is what I told them. So people,
who told you that?
Once they can't tell you in public.
But who told you that?
But my issue is that.
By the way, Kami says no one told you that.
But my issue is that at the end of the day, nobody sent anything for you. Don't die, because they don't want you like the way you think. They didn't send anything. So thank God you are here today.
Thank God for my life.
Yes, and we'll continue today. But we are here today to continue on why you should separate and not stay in that bad marriage. But I think was it yesterday night? I think you brought me up to speed about a death of somebody.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the headline today, but our old brother Sam, you know brother Sam?
Yeah.
My goddess.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the comic relief gospel musicians.
Comic relief.
Yes.
You say anointed.
No, comic relief gospel musician.
Is he not anointed?
You know, he has a lot of drama when it comes to ministration.
So he's not anointed?
No, as for being anointed, it could be annoyance, but we'll take it as anointed. Because for the last time where Cecilia Amafo beat him up with tongues, he still says that he's not come back to himself. You remember? Shabulu biri shebolo somuji there. Still was beating. He said he has not recovered.
He said he was pushed.
He said he's not recovered. So what's happening is that he said gospel musicians are having bad marriages because of sex. They have bad sexual habits. That is why they're having bad marriages.
I think I saw an interview that.
But I think that I don't know if his marriage collapsed because he's a gospel musician. Or
the marriage has collapsed.
Is he still married?
I don't know.
Did he attempt marrying?
He said his honeymoon. So it means he's married.
So if he's married, is his marriage standing?
I don't know.
So why is he saying that the reasons why gospel musicians' marriages are going through divorce is because they are bad in bed. They don't have good sex. That's what he said. So I'm asking, is he bad in bed, Sammy? Because the record we know for Sammy, I don't think there's anything like bad in bed.
You have a record of it?
Oh my, you forgot it.
I have.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of issue about girls who came to say that Brother Sammy is good in bed. He has sex with them. Even we had a lot of the actress who are saying that's for Sammy when you meet him, even for him to back you have to have sex with you. We said it. I mean, it was alleged that he's a very good sexual material in the gospel fraternity. I mean, that doesn't stop you from becoming very spiritual. But I'm saying that, is he good in bed? When we're saying that the people are not good in bed, that's why their marriages are not standing, gospel musicians, then we have to be very careful. And we have to now speak to Joe Metal immediately. Because you see, if you hear your fellow, they say, and the account has an adage, they say, who say you want be air share? Now I say Swiss video. Is that not it? So if Brother Sammy has come out of the river to tell us that a crocodile is there, and we shouldn't doubt it, it means that most of them are not sexually active as gospel musicians, and they are hiding behind tongues. Because every gospel musician like Joe Metal and the rest, they are supposed to be sexually active. Anybody who leads worship.
Is it not all men?
No. Oh, when you say all men, I say I agree with you. When you say all men, it's another issue.
Why do you think
it's I'm missing. I mean, when you said all men, I remember he's a man.
Are you a woman?
Who? I can't use myself.
So why don't you greet anybody else but the
So who are you expecting to greet? Do you have a
other
name?
people.
No, do you have a name in mind? No, I greet you. You have names like that.
Why are you mentioning Nino?
No, I want to make.
The last time I
And
called
why you
Nino,
smile?
the
Why you
last-
smile when I mention
exactly,
Nino?
the last time
No,
I
when I
called
mention
Nino,
Nino, you're
and
smiling.
Nino said,
You forgot your husband is watching this
Yo,
this particular show in the morning.
Nino, good morning. But
You're also greeting Nino.
of course.
Anya bibio famo nyame. I just said, So Rosemary Valley, I mean, you're looking in the sky.
I hope you know Nino watches the show every day.
Who?
Every morning.
I have no problem with him watching. I only greeted him. And why are you worried I'm greeting Nino?
Nobody else but Nino and the
But who again should I greet?
They're people. Don't you have members in your church?
No, I can't remember any of them. I mean, we're talking about sexuality. And when it comes to sexuality, I know the people I can mention.
And you can mention these two.
Yeah, I mean, for the first time, these two can go. The other one, I'm not too sure, but the record we have funny face like these two. For the record we had before, it's likely we can have names in our mind. Echo Blancy, everywhere you have to greet you.
You should greet
So, because you know, his sexuality is not too. I clean my mouth. I should greet Echo Blancy. See the way I say it.
But he's my boss.
President, I do finance, I greet you too. I mean, I'm
You
mentioning
should
names.
greet him. I mean, yes.
Yes, I'm greeting them.
Continue with
This young man, you know the young man, the marketing guy, the guy who the big store. Mejak. I check them go. Go Pemba. I said not with you. Pemba off. Come you now, Ali. Why? And I heard the some Pemba there. Some of Pemba were out of Pemba. Now Pemba was working on Pemba as we didn't hear. So say what was it? Who person blackmail will be a corporate was an apostle. Or maybe I saw blackmail will be a pastor. Or you in the car in the one of catch or so say one as the car keep them out. Sorry, be a raw. It's but as somebody all come, geometry near ready. Why? Because once you are gospel musician and your fellow musicians say that marriages are collapsing because and geometry is one of the musicians who have made a good decision in this country when it comes to the main. He married an Ewe. And that alone is a plus. But right now, one of the things with Ewe women are that they are very good in bed. When you check the list of women who can cheat in marriage, Ewe women are far. Because they don't care. They are the people that can die in the marriage, they don't care. Yeah, they are very faithful in the marriage to the foolish level. Because of where they are coming from and their upbringing. So the woman Jometi has gone for, even Jometi is not good in bed. I know she will stay. But Jometi, don't disgrace us. Because you married as a virgin. Hey, yes. Jometi, I agree with you. So when Brother Sami is saying all these things, I'm thinking of what a good gospel musician. As for Enesopoku, he has a record because of Nayas. You know Nayas is head till today. That Enesopoku just chopped and left. The lady cannot take Enesopoku out of her mind. Oh, to me. Minim, we are. Enesopoku, minim, what's that? You want to be put in Dobaswa. A man, yo. Most blessed, most glorious. And if you sing the tree version, you can never lose the version. And I am just in because you know, Nias, she has already upper worship. You and me have sex worship. No, one of the good songs I use for sexual intercourse is Sonny Badu's song. Here in your presence, let it rain. And that, I put it, I just click on YouTube, back. Fall you rain, let it fall on me. Then you know my version is standing. Here in your presence, let it rain. I don't disgrace God. No, I'm not. How do I keep my ration away from studio? Actually, I don't bring it out. I leave it at home. So worship songs are good songs for sexual intercourse. That's why most of the guys who go and buy polo, they put gospel song behind it. Oh yes, one of my cousins was playing a nice worship song at dawn. Those are now this lady who's not married. She was not using phones, now she's using phones. Diana Samuel. No, she can't get married. So as for gospel, say you can't more our answer about there's why you could bed. So I said Cecilia man for coin the dinner and commit trust up. That's what Obi Akwa so what I'm saying is that Brother Sam just said and go forward you good in bad access. And you bought Christiana Lab, you bought Joyce Blessing, you bought Stella Dugan, you bought all she mentioned all the women in the story. Say into our living. Now, may threat.
They are man side.
It one come man side, but you can't remember.
Because you see some men
And remember, you see, yeah, probably a generous friend in command, a nias. Nias, let's say, Ria and it's a good near it with you. That's a man, man, your own tissa. It's no more like you, but it's so much. And it's a book of he's good in bed. I mean, this is a while. Sammy, mean, this is a while.
What's one sister, brother? So we see a four honeymoon.
Honeymoon, that's a while. Why are you?
I don't know.
Oh, there's something to that. Some of the some of while they're three because for your bedding.
One thing you're kind of.
Me mean, tearful in but your
on any degree, on the honeymoon, was funny, real for any region.
And that's all no while. And so you're good in bed. Okay, the brother Sammy is good in bed. In all catching before I can. Joe Metal would your work can say, oh, when you're careful. Me more Joe Metal. Because so losing resting in bed. No wife never go. What say? Sammy Kasa. Won't see the Susu Kata, sorry. No, they are in the gospel fraternity. Like why didn't I have a ceremony? I can't say bring Paul. I can't say bring Paul is on his, you know, on your R&B sexual material.
I guess it's things already.
And
good morning, I guess.
Was almost unconformity there. You can see by the virtue of their song said sexually they are gifted. What does it? I pray a war worship back a friend said, oh, Nidin said, oh, we're feeling Nidin OMG.
OMG, yeah.
So as you OMG or emoji. I got to see. But say, now me and friend like a Kumbe said. Shana Betty, Ben more Ben Ma, Shana Betty. So, but a Sabu Cassandra, you got queries for one. I go now, but you don't Sunday say, come on. Coffee prepare also come on, trying how why. When you come to sex, you can relax on your shoulder. And say, wait, and tell you, but expectation will go. So, we're discussing sex and we said gospel musicians, whereas I may come again because unfortunately for us, encophobia, we want them to be sexually active. So that's a very good information. But Nias has proven to us that we even though he's married or not, it's okay. And Nias, I still want to repeat to Nias. Nias, come and say sorry to Enesopo. Because of the thing he did to Enesopo. Police for your investigation on you. There was no proof medically. But who thought you were pregnant? And I said, Doctor, I already disobey you. And I will be saying, you know that this grace is still there. And I'm saying, I said it last time to her. They said, if I have a few years, what do you catch and say? For sleeping dogs to stop barking, on back, I said, sorry. And there's a book of my name.
Okay.
So I can say,
yeah,
now you're quiet. That is so be able. And I won't say, obey the but the stories are there. And I say a bad marriage. Not on shit you have done. Because I think we started treating from the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Where's the thing?
What thing?
Yes, where's the thing? I am feeling empty because of the thing.
What thing?
Hey, there we need back home.
And then I heard.
And then that was
you're looking for your shape?
There we are.
What?
Hey. I wish a necklace was at you. Wish a necklace was at you. Wish a necklace. Ghana for your why. So I hear somebody is dead, and there are people who confront today. And it's because of bad marriage. And I'm saying, sir, we started this topic from January, about what breakup is, what separation is. And the constant statement here is always, don't stay in a bad marriage. So when I heard, I think yesterday, one can't come in. You know, when I'm going to move something I don't listen to. Yes, you'll be able. And what from is that a statement?
That's the story.
That's the story. So we are yet to see the truth about the story. But say I'm passé. You see the uncle Kasa, the auntie Kasa, I mean,
the brother.
They are all speaking. And what are they saying?
They knew about it.
That she's been beaten in that house.
Yes, you know the killer part. The father went to the house 2 weeks before to go and solve.
Solve what?
One of the beatings.
No, what? Beating.
Yes.
I mean, did they report the beating to the police?
I don't know that.
Is there a record at the police department?
I think there is.
No, if there's a record at the police department, then the family has done well. But when you find out that the house where your daughter is living, or where the marriage is being contracted, there is an abuse, you go for what? Separation. We have treated this thing for more than 3 weeks. What is it? What are you people looking for? Love. We don't marry because of love. No, we marry because of like. Shelter. We don't marry because of shelter. We don't marry because of protection. Because you have your first protection and shelter from your parents. Children, obey your parents in the law. For this is we say, parent, train your child the way they should go. So the raising up of your daughter is from you. So the shelter is from your parents. That is why a man coming to marry you must determine the shelter you are coming from before they bring you to their own. So if you tell me shelter is the reason why you will stay, Rosalie, for a man to beat you until you are dead, are you a Christian, a Muslim, a fetish priest, Hindu, or an animal? Which of the category do you belong to? And if a family will go and say we have settled a conflict where your daughter has been abused, you sit, it means that you want the dead body of your daughter. I say this thing every day here. Because me, if even I'm not your daughter, you're not my daughter, but you find me a counselor and call me counselor, say this and the first thing I tell you, go to him. Then I have all the Dopsu places in Ghana. And the police people I work with. And I mean, I keep saying that you might have some wrong people in the police service, but for Dopsu people I work with, when I refer cases, oh no, they go to the letter. The only challenge I have is that when we are about to prosecute and bring sense into the mind of the guy so that he can be recommended to go to psychiatric or go and see a counselor or something, then the women in their family setting, because their in-laws come to say, yeah, Franco Fienko, then the hands of the police are tied with the docket. So you see abuse clear like this, and the woman has come to tell you that my in-laws are saying that it is everybody can make a mistake. This not how somebody told the daughter-in-law that my son was not like this until you married him. Oh yes, the son has beaten this girl more than 7 times.
Wow.
And she uses makeup to cover. And let me tell you people, all of you, the ostriches, the hypocrites in Ghana, especially those of you in the media fraternity, those of you who are actors and actresses.
Those counselors.
Well, as for the country, we don't have counselors in this country. I'm the only one left.
There are some with tigo.
No, they are auditors. They are not counselors. They are my followers. If you mention their names, I'll tell you it's a follower. Mention one name that you know. If you mention after this one, it's a follower. Because there's nothing they are saying that I've not said. If you go to Charlotte Obro, everything Charlotte is saying, go to the record, my Canada, or a repetition. When you ask for the matter or your counselor or a business person, but when give you a record. When you are Mama Kati there, baby, our pressure didn't know Kadioka. There's no counselor in this country. These ostriches, I can't prefer wine and say it's your best, it's your no counseling. I pity them. They should go back and play their own tapes against Councillor Lutro. And then, when you're warranty, to social media, they're why? Mommy said, you're a counselor or a TV presenter. You're a TV presenter. There are no counselors in this country. Because if you hear when people go to them and they tell them and people come back to you and you solve the problem, you find that there are wicked people in this country who are quoting themselves of mommy. And as for your mommy, I'm moving carry forward. The churches we're having, especially our new charismatic churches, the Lighthouse, the Central Gospel Church, the Action Chapels, all the new big churches, beggings, killing women in marriages. God will punish them one after the other. There are women, look, you are in this country, very soon you hear something is going to happen that will shock you. A big man of God, they are going through abuse, front and back, and they are forcing the woman to marry. Even to the extent that just recently, I think last year or so, they forced them to celebrate marriage anniversary. And the man of God stood to bless the reunion of that. I don't want to use a harsh word this morning. The woman is suffering. She too. Bull.
She comes to you.
Wait. It will come there. You are sitting there, we are telling you. Don't say because of the church. When I leave, it will affect the church. Is the church yours? The church is for the Lord. It's not for any pastor. Not even in my church. So never think that when you leave the church, it will affect your husband's church. So you don't want to leave. Stay there and die. The way they will punish your ghost in the cemetery. You see, that is my point. They people, somebody came to me through abuse. You see, when she wiped her face, the makeup in my office. If it's not professionalism, I'll just go and look for the husband. And this husband comes to sit on public space and behave as serious. I prayed against him that whatever he's using to make him big will dry up because of what she did to that woman. And the day we first saw her, she went to report everything. Oh, in less than 4 days, the family of the man came and told her that their son is not abusive, but it is her and her family witches that have made the son abusive. You see? So she too said, my brother, Minko Ike. So she went to the police station and brought the case out of the house. And I said, madam, if you can't do the police, then leave the house. And when I leave, people will talk. I said, madam, who are the people who will talk? Society has the right to talk about your marriage. But when you die, especially in COVID time, when you die, your marriage, like when you die in COVID time, your funeral is so disgraceful because your family won't get in Sabo. 25 people dead around. Die when COVID is gone. So that the funeral will become boom and collect money. Do you understand? It's so painful. That when I heard when you told me, I read the story. Say, so families were sitting down to go for the dead body of their daughter. That is alleged that the man said the wife fell. Well, it could be history. Because most of the women that comes to me, and I fell from a staircase, while their house is not a story building. There's no staircase in their house. The only staircase in one of the ladies' house that she brought me a picture was 2 steps at the door. What is wrong with you women? And as for you, the women activists in this country, some of you, God will just punish you with something that you don't know.
Some of them.
Oh, God will. You see, God will punish you with things that you don't know He's punishing you with. Because some of the ladies believe that when I have a problem, then go to Rosie, fine. Because they see that you are in public and you are married. So they come to you. When they come to you, instead of you to send them to places that will help them, then you get at them and want to do some things that you don't know for them. Listen, this marriage ministry, this counseling thing, it is not for pampering. Maybe because of a medical background, that's why people think they are not. There's nothing like sympathy in counseling. It's empathy. Because when you sympathize, you can never give results to the person. I've said it several times. Go through separation. Walk up. Now, Eugene's wife says the marriage is not good. Should we force her to stay inside? Should we force her? Should we call Eugene and say, Eugene, yes, you are the spokesperson of the president. So if your wife says this, stay like that. Not in my books. When the marriage is not repairable, you separate them for counseling. After separating them, invoke divorce. As for the pastors who are saying that and divorce is a sin, for the way. Because the pastor is suffering and staying in a marriage. Pastor Ebre, I said, when I heard the woman saying that, it's not like I don't want to leave the marriage. As for her story is not about the children. It's not about the children, it's about the church. And Prophet Kassa said, sorry. Duncan Williams, when he and Francis didn't work, didn't stop the marriage. As she collapsed. Duncan Williams is still alive because he left the marriage. Cutting everywhere. Because he married as somebody who didn't have any knowledge about marriage. Duncan Williams, when he was getting married, he said he didn't know where he was going to. He said it his own confession. So if he grows in a marriage and he sees that this is going to kill me and he walks out, you say God is no more. Archbishop Duncan Williams' prayer is heavier than most pastors in this country. He's one supposed to be called the nation prophet, prophetess, doctor, prophet. That's Archbishop. The guy carries more anointing heavier than any of the things the roof rats who are walking. Even him, he saw that there's nothing wrong with walking out of marriage. Then you, Sukomuma, some church member, rats in the church mouse. You want to stay and die so that we come and do your funeral service? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And that's your families, I think when a man is too rich, he puts foolishness in the mind and the heart of families. So they come and meet an abusive husband who is rich, and they come and sit down. Instead of coming to evoke separation, they are balancing one bond. It's not conversational. Madam, hear me. Immediately you are abused. There's nothing like calling your father to come and talk to your husband. Hey! The separation is evoked with your absence. How do we do it? And that's what I was going to do today. People, and I'm in the on praying, separation is not negotiable. What you do is this. Why there's abuse? He hits you. Go to the nearby police station, report for abuse, and you don't come back to the house. If you have the keys to the house, lock the house. Pack your things. If your children are in school and that is why you are making too low, and I'm crying from school, hey, collect your things. Collect the children's things. Move out of the house to your family house. Your father's house. Anywhere you think is safe. Now, when you go and the man comes, there's nobody home. Don't leave a note. Don't leave a message. At best, put off your phone. Or block it. Put it on flight mode. I mean, don't get out of the people that will reach you. Especially your pastor. Any person that you know your husband can go to negotiate, block the person. Run to your family house. Let the children close from school and come with you to go and live. That is why women, immediately you enter into marriage. No matter how your father's house is, make sure that you make the place conducive for yourself and your children when you want to visit or you want to go there for separation. At times, the law will cause the man to leave the house, but it delays in Ghana. Other countries, when you want to do separation, the one causing the abuse is rather move out of the space. But in Ghana, I've worked on so many issues, and it's so difficult to move the man who owns the house. So the women want to stay there. Don't negotiate with your husband to walk out of the abusive marriage, because in the first place, let him come and miss your absence. When they miss your absence and they are really men who are married to you, the first thing they do is to look for your father or call the family and say, Rosalie, where Angela? Maybe I fear Onia, fear not the end of a packet. Then Rosalie, who is sensible, when you have a sensible woman who is thinking, then Abba. Anytime I hear somebody speaking on phone, then what's up with you? When you finish, you're so you chill for. I say it. If somebody calls, hello, I'm very busy. I say, well, maybe I Charlotte, echo now, then what's up with you? Then I go like, so you know your fellow woman is being beaten in the marriage, and you are asking what's up with you. I was sitting with a woman, a mother-in-law. I want to take a break. Can I? Maybe you want to. You see, at times it gets so irritating.
Yeah,
people
you are very irritated. I wish I could go with you.
It's so painful to hear that women will sit in such things and will come and read their story that they are dead, and the young ones coming think that marriage is a death trap. Rosalie, marriage is not a death trap, but we are a mother-in-law sitting down that the daughter-in-law called, and I don't know why she put it on speaker. Okay, so when you sempa, friend, hey, massive banner. Hello, yeah, sembe, and then he was crying. Oh, super super, do ya kwala? I said, madam, your daughter-in-law is crying. At least she thinks that you say, women, hey, hear me. You are a fool to be abused and call your mother-in-law. Who is cheating for? Me, if I beat my wife or abuse my wife, and my wife calls my mother, she's a fool. Because you have no right to have a conversation with my mother concerning me. That's the standard. It's one of the topics we'll treat this year. When it comes to communication and conflict resolution, when I marry you, Rosie, and I abuse you, the last person you can talk to is any of my family members.
What about your husband's friends?
Who?
Friends.
A Jimmy for a man who abuses the wife. The friends are abusers, just because someone is being wallet.
If you're more worried, but
oh boy. If you have a friend who is abusing his wife and you are aware, you can't tell me, as for me, I love my wife. No way. I don't think anybody around me will misbehave towards their wife. Because me, if you put my wife on the ground and you make a mistake, that you can't put her on the ground. But if mistakenly she has fallen, and you see something like a rag and you step on, I will break your leg into pieces. Me. People think I am a fool. I don't care. Rosalie, I will never keep money in the bank for my wife to go without a week. I will empty my account for her to walk beautiful. I married that woman. My children's school fees can be used to buy a dress for my wife. I don't care about that. The reason I'm saying this is because, you see, when men want to marry, we don't tell them to get an Eden before they marry. That's our problem. If you want a wife, you create an Eden. And in that garden, the first things you live with are animals. Coloring. Rosie, have you ever had an animal before? A cat is hungry. And you have the whole fish for whole soup. When we finish the soup, cat, we will chew, suck the sweetness small, break it with our teeth small, and leave the rest for you as a cat, because you are a cat, an animal. You should eat this one. But because it is a cat, the whole poku, the cat will grab the poku on the floor, because it's an animal. So when you build a garden for your wife before you go and marry, You are able to live with animals and they build up your tolerance level before another human becomes a son. And that's what God did. He brought the animals to Adam to name them. The misbehavior of the serpent was there. And so when Eve came, there was a garden. And when you build a garden with understanding animals, when you come and your wife has eaten the forbidden fruit because an animal gave, you will join your husband to eat the forbidden fruit. That's what Adam did. Look at husbands that we're having now. They build 4-bedroom house, and when you come, they think that the 4-bedroom house they have built, you are the one who made them struggle to build it. No. Build a place befitting to welcome an Eve in your home, and be happy that an Eve is managing your property, not because it's a burden. And you women, I don't know what is wrong with you. Only Bema Brenna Munya or Tete, and the Bema dear, over Warina, Pobia Brenna. Any woman who suffers with a man to get is always abused. Should I repeat?
Repeat.
Any woman who suffers with a man to build his life is always abused.
Someone not like that.
Bema do Brenya or Bandabia feel very abused. Because one, Rosie, you see, some of the things you don't understand it now. But I pray to God that 10 years, 20 years, what you say. Now me know no, I walk around. I make us a start to sit down. I'm from your top phone. What was it? Me fifth. See when me feel that. Eh? In Begoya, in Kayabia. See, if you struggle with a man to buy one plot of land, and he's not ready to buy, you have to struggle with him to go and put a block on it. If he's going to finish it, he will punish you to finish the building. There's a time in your life that when you ask for everything, me the minimum the bakura or yakura. As I see you, what make me, what you say, me see. I feel that they be sorry, and I say I go to away, and then I mean, yeah, me that na. So they think that you are the one forcing them to build because only baby go. And women, I don't know what's wrong with you. And see, baby, my end. And I said, baby, but actually now we are. Hey, Jimmy. So my wife will call me. I think we should get a place to live so that in future, when there's anything that happens, we can live where we are right now because it's rented. I don't want to pay the rent. Don't come here and advise me that giving $2,000 every month for this place you are living. I think, honey, it doesn't make sense. You are a stupid woman to say this. Yes.
You know, advice?
Advice. This is foolishness. Have I complained? Have I complained?
Maybe you're not taking care of that.
Who?
As you're paying that $2,000.
Okay, so if a man doesn't build an Eden, he's not qualified to have an Eve. The kitchen I was using before my wife came was supposed to be revamped. Everything must be changed because it was a boys' kitchen. Boys to men, then to husband. The kitchen must be changed. You understand? I am a gun, or I am an ewe, or I am an ashanti. So in my kitchen, there's prekese. And the woman I'm bringing, prekese gives her cough. So you have a prekese before. But if the man have not built an Eden for you, look, a man who is more abusive on earth is the man who goes to live with you in his family house. You see that you really. Etime wali wa woni Ghana brabo. Young choking man, and a man who marry you go to Abrochi and leave you with the mother. This form of abuse. So before the man comes for you from his family house, now you are saying with all this thing in your orientation. So my sister, abuse in marriage, neglect in marriage. When you want to go for separation, you don't negotiate. Rosie, today the topic is that when you want to go for separation, you don't negotiate. The church will have to call your husband and sit him down. The way that this is happening, your wife, is complaining. You don't know Shito. If you give friendly face a church, you will call her Shito. Now hear me. I didn't have the full story of the woman who died. The alleged is too much. But if you are watching me right now, and you are going through any form of marital abuse, and you are praying, or your pastor says wait, or you are afraid that the church will collapse, or your husband will be disgraced. Now hear my story. It makes you useless. And the word useless is that you are being used, but less. 0277 609 644. Write it slowly. 0277 609 644. Men trade Jimmy Awadi Hubia and the wood Jimmy woman is your Jimmy Panso. Live so you can live. Live. Live now so you can live. Why? As if marriage is a bad thing that God created on earth. I
told you Pastor was quite emotional yesterday and today. I have to let him just flow. so much
what
for
is
watching
it?
the show. We're going to continue with the conversation on his page, which is Counselor Lutrot. Is that Counselor Lutrot?
Yeah, Counselor
We're
Lutrot.
live on
The baby,
Facebook, Counselor Lutrot. So just go on Facebook right now,
Then.
tune in and watch the show. Good morning to you, Reverend Duku, and thank you for tuning in. And go to our Facebook page, Counselor Lutrot. We are continuing with this particular conversation. Let's get talking. Send in your messages on there as well, and we'll read it out. My name is Rosalie Feli. I will be back on your screen tomorrow at 8 a.m., but the show will start at 6:30 a.m. So make it with us so that you can have a great start to your day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Rosie, I have to come for it now because no mic. I don't know how come I left it. So I have to come very close, okay?
Yeah.
You can make the stick short if you think it's coming.
Okay.
How does one get help to leave marriage and for what?
Well, how can one get help?
Give me, let me read.
Yes, so how can one get help to leave marriage?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why I put a number across on 0277 609. So you can put it on your page for me. 0277 609 644. Wasn't it?
All right, another message said it's not just a physical abuse, some emotional abuse
Hey!
and hitting. May God direct our path into the right way. Hi, China. I think you should tune into. Unfortunately, she was watching live. I don't know if she's here on Facebook, but I wish she could tune in to get these answers because it looks like she's going through something. I don't know. I'm not saying she is, but she might be going through something.
Yes, she might be going through when you live. You see, the tone is. Rosie, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me come here. I think because I left the mic. Get this one.
Sure.
Rosie, the tone by which somebody will send you a message will immediately give you the picture of the home they find themselves. When a man cannot build an Eden for you, don't make a mistake to give your Eve to him.
Yeah.
Why will a
that
father?
was the deepest thing.
Oh yes.
Like I was thinking, I was dumbfounded. I was like, wow, counselor, wow, that is so deep, like so deep. If the man hasn't built an Eden, it means that the man should be able to take in a lot of
because the Eden started not with human beings, with a human being and animals and trees. But Adam lived in that Eden with the animals, including the serpents, above 10 years before God saw the need to bring Eve. So when a man has not built an Eden, he is not qualified to be given a woman.
Right.
Because your courage, the mastering of your thoughts, the images, the misbehavior of a goat, the misbehavior of animals, where you say, don't stand here. It starts with animals. I say, if you are real, this cat, I'm telling the story of the cat. The cat doesn't have any sense. The whole fish is for a whole soup, but the cat will carry it alone to destroy it. And once the cat uses the mouth to tag the fish, you can't use it again. But if the cat has...
the funny thing, you don't kill the cat. They never kill the cat.
So it builds your patience.
Yes.
Look, a man who builds an Eden, immediately your wife starts delivering. Your mastering of managing a home starts because the children, like my son, those who watch my Facebook live at dawn, he wakes up at dawn, and I'm not expecting him to be up at dawn. He's speaking inside, Daddy, I'm here. What's I'm like? Will I beat my wife? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm sleeping, and the children are making noise. I heard a man beat the wife up, a pastor beat the wife up, mercilessly said, or vampire, or your counseling were inside. Ne bucket to ana ye dede, ama ne yiri na ntumi antemi akwani da to pie no. Omo ano he. Etu de ye na medwuma hu. Den kona atete me ya be bon sam. Bam 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 bam. So mommy was asked to go and meet them beg.
Wow.
Oh yes. Yes, Ghana church. Most of the senior pastors in this country, majority of them, God will punish them with old age. Do you know what the punishment is? They won't die now. They will fall sick. Rosie, they'll be growing like that, but God will let the troubles they cause for other people's their daughters will go through. That is why you are seeing signs and symptoms that pastors' daughters, most of them are foolish marriages. Some of them are even going to the stand that they want their daughter to marry somebody who knows God so that they will hand over their churches to the man. You see how stupid God is to some of them. Well, look, abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, those ones here, they are men that Rosalie don't beat you.
China was just saying the same.
They won't beat you.
Yeah.
Mostly, they won't beat you. They will make sure that you feel the world has come to an end.
Let me read this. Somebody sent me a message. I had nowhere to go to.
That is what I don't want to hear.
I flee away to nowhere. Now I'm somewhere. This is the fear of the unknown. The fear of what people will say. It's all about the fear. Now see me now. My sister, I have not regretted walking away. Every article walked away.
Now,
a great woman.
my best example for the public is Empress Gifty.
Yeah.
When Empress Gifty left the marriage, today, she is more or less a wife of a noble character in public. When Gifty left, she has not enhanced her bottles. Now she has enhanced her tono. Sika will fear no buyer the two.
It's expensive.
Yes, I didn't fear level one. Scale you up. Your levels. She wants to get up on the cinema. And now the baby or she morning coat. Morning coat now is saying, I have a total now buy. Most I do not. It's a morning coat. Tell me. You know the morning coat? That same morning coat when they give it to some coat, even you to go. But just look at Gabby wearing that morning coat. The hip will get lost. It's money. So what I'm trying to bring to your notice is that look at someone like Moesha. You are not married. Look at where you live. In your birthday celebration, when you are not married, your birthday came with a lot of balloons, a lot of noise. You have breakfast. There are women today that when they are celebrating their birthdays, under no circumstance can they even invite one friend to their house because their husband never built an Eden for them. They are using their father's house. So you can't even make a noise at your birthday. I'm saying this pastor beat the wife up because or young pipe or your counseling and on the bucket and you'll be bad the bucket for dying. And I'm doing something for them. Who doing something for them? I went to a church. The pastor was on the pulpit preaching. He has finished preaching. And I think that was the child, the son, rushed and went. Daddy, 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 daddy. It became a serious fight between them and and then, and now my grandma altar also. Hey, man of God, you are a fool. You are a foolish man of God. Because no, but altar also. Akolande no nim. Oh yeah,
yeah, but I mean, or blaming mama. No.
Say what? And the mother was not even. She was in a meeting. What? Baby was going about. He didn't see mommy. He saw daddy. Why do you have to blame your wife for allowing the child to come to the altar? When my child comes to the altar, what is wrong? Me baba altar no so. Say me di aponchi kramai akoko bin emba nufu emato and I share altar so. Me baba ha na hiding. But everything you want to blame your wife. Me, God didn't call me my wife. That is why at times I can come for church meetings and my wife is home. You know me very well. When my wife says I'm tired, even Sunday morning. When I wake up in the morning, as a pastor, I want to go to church. And my wife starts saying, I don't feel too fine to go to. I say, sit home. Sit home, oh, madam. Because I will force you to the church. Then my wife is sitting down and has made a face like, can't wait. Now I can show you all. And will pretend. Emotional abuse for some pastor's wife. A pastor's wife told me that anytime the husband uses her, for example, in church, she feels pierced in the heart. Praise and worship leader. And that's all for the people. Church leaders. A praise and worship leader.
They are worse than the pastors.
A praise and worship me in my church. There are things that I don't like using in my church, but so many times I've said it. I will never allow a church worker to marry a church worker, especially in the choir. Menyo, you know why? The way they begin to punish the girls in the church. When you marry with a church, abuse is high in the church. Yes. Let me tell you, people who marry out of the church, their level of abuse is little than those who marry in the church. Quote me. Because you see, the church, you think you are having safety. So everything, they hyper spiritualize it. And Bible. Me, I call your husband and tell your husband, you have taken your wife to your family house. She's suffering. Leave the family house now by 2 months. A pastor will not call your husband. They will call you the wife. Madam, how are you? And all of you, none of you are bold enough to say, I'm not fine. Because he's a man of God. Man of God, I am fine by grace. By when noon.
You know, sometimes
grace.
You also don't want it to be as if you're being judged, that you're complaining too much as the wife.
What do you call complaining? In the Garden of Eden, where the animals not making noise. In the Garden of Eden, if are not supposed to listen to your problem. When it comes to marriage issue, I say speak to a professional counselor, not a pastor. If you are fortunate to meet a pastoral counselor, you are good. If it's professional pastoral counselor, not pastor Bia, what waiting, sorry, yesterday, 3 years today, Nima, there was this guy preaching at the roadside. And I look at him. The first thing I saw is the shirt color. So that Oniri.
I didn't see it.
Rosenfelli, before I dress out of my house, my wife travels just about a week or 2 weeks ago. I was home alone. I have to call somebody else to ask the person, this is what I'm wearing to the studio. What is your opinion? The person was not available. I only hold it. So I came on the show dressed the way I dress. Until when I finished, the person commented and said, wow, it looks okay. Then my wife, the time difference with the traveling was, she said, oh, today you're dressing for some point. When I'm going to dress, she because the Bible says that, and you shall be respected at the city gate, not because I have a degree. The respect I command out is not because I'm Counselor Luttrell. He says, you shall be respected at the city gate because of your wife. Proverbs 31. He says, wives, you shall be called blessed because of your husband. So me, I tell people that if a man cannot build an Eden for you, and you say building an Eden is not going to build a house, but look at yourself. You're going to rent a cheap house in Kaswa. When your wife is coming to work, see how she suffers from Kaswa to the place. One, you've not even given her a chauffeur car or Uber or what. At times I get late into the studio. You know why? Because I drive my wife. She's not ready. You see, there's a car. She says today, I don't feel like driving. It doesn't stop me from taking her to work. I will take my query at work to drive my wife to work to feel she's comfortable. When I come to the studio, she's worried. When I come here, most as we do, if the Uber I have made has not arrived, TV Africa can wait. I don't give a shit. Ask a currency. They will tell you. People think that, yes, there's a medicine my wife has done on me. What me do I do? And the medicine is working. And me, I'm a fool. So I will never change my mind. You don't understand the ministry. I built an Eden for my wife. And the things in the Garden of Eden, if the woman is not accessing them, you will not enjoy the mind. So she will access the things in the garden and will make mistake. Eve came to meet Adam in the garden. Adam was with the serpent before Eve came. But the Bible says, go and read it. Genesis 2, read it. It says, and she gave some to the husband who was with him. Adam was not far away from where the serpent told Eve, eat the fruit. When a woman is your wife, you will do the crime together. I told some people some time ago, your wife will go and tell pastor, me feel good grand and bad, sorry, I didn't hear. Me kuna ya light as son, and no chat to and mammy atadena me shakrana, and say my bonnie, Tina can be some catch or go catch ECG for say, when they not come from some for a bonnie chairs, and me cry illegal collection. Woo, Jimmy. There's a spousal secret. Look, any man who tells the wife everything about your income, you want to kill the wife, it's an abuse. We will treat abusers. You know abuse? When your husband tells you how he's struggling to make money, it's abuse.
Really?
Oh yes! It's the abuse.
Shouldn't tell her.
If I tell my wife, by August, our rent is expired, and I start saying, hey, our rent is due in August, and I don't know what to do now. Rosalie is owing me. She has not brought the money. Akosua said, what has money to they send the people? It is not a discussion. It is abuse, because in the Garden of Eden, replenishing the garden was not the duty of the woman. It was the duty of the man. So you only see the thing happening, not you making it happen. That's why the women are not support. They are helpmates. They are supposed to come and enjoy the labor of the man. So my wife is not a support to me, was it? That is what. So we abuse you emotionally. Because Ukuru Kachira will say, rent a do now headache. Ufi a juma ba now you're frail. You are too intelligent. Because the woman now gets to a point to be scared to ask you for money, because your husband comes and say, the share estimate that for a side for our. And then when they make jail, and somebody said, and you don't want your husband to that, go your husband, they can't widow. Estimate to a share. And Crawford thought tracks of cement, eco site. Almost cafe. 10 bags of cement. And a crime. How much is 10 bags of cement? And I'm confronting you are site. And I'm a man me you being kosher me. You are telling your wife to go and sit at the site and watch over workers. You are a foolish man. Yes, you are a foolish man.
If your wife goes to the site to watch over workers.
Look, choice, honey. Today I want to go and see how far the project is at the site. And my wife makes a mistake to say she wants to go to the site. Dear, she would dress that the workers will salute my wife like a golden stool. All the nails on the site, I will make sure she's going to dress with a very wonderful safety boot, and she will look so good with some shorts. Imagine Rosalie Ferry in shorts. Did you see the picture last 3 days on Instagram? See, nah, sure, in shorts to the site. When I told Rosalie Ferry, and I'll make sure you even do your laugh on site for them to see. Now your name more, and your breast will bump like that. So the people will see my wife on site. She will come on site and everybody will stop work. Why are you? Well, foreman. Yes, sir, boss. Madam wants to see the work. Oh, madam, we greet you. Yeah, chiaro. Because it is by choice, not by compulsion. And let me think on site. And the way, could microphone was site. I won't do that. For me to send my wife to the site to go and pay workers, as what? Sales girl, cashier, accountant. Look. It's the biggest insult of your life for your wife to be on site. So those of you in Abrochi watching me, you are in Abrochi, you are building, and every time you are fighting with your wife in Ghana, and as Ghana would last year got to 70, and say, I do not understand to confess so. Then you get emotional abuse. Look, there are some men who are emotional,
making you feel like you are irresponsible. Like as a wife, you're supposed to, wake up to the task. So you are irresponsible. I may worry one okay. So to be sure, it's a sit down. So now to be questioned, my sit down. It would be at the end of the brother.
Can you imagine a man is in Abrochi and when he wants to send money to the wife, he sent through his brother, and his brother will go and remove the money and come and give some to the wife. You are a very stupid man. There's a woman in this country who says when was living with her husband in the family house. Every morning the husband will give her money, housekeeping money. We'll go and live with the mother. The mother will call, Rosalind, who could not be done with Sikano happen? You know, see a number of got in crime. And that's what she went through until her first daughter was 22 years. So 22 years of hell, not eating.
I've been through the same.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosalind.
Yes, I'm serious.
You.
Yeah.
No, you.
Yes, I have.
No.
Yeah.
No, you are too eloquent. You are too smart.
It's funny, yes. So that's why I walked out.
No, you.
Yes, and I walked out.
You.
Yes, I've been through that.
Oh, Rosalind, no,
I'm telling you.
Stop the joke.
I'm telling you for a fact. And you see, I have been through.
You.
Yes, I've been through that. Yes, where the money was never given to me, even if it had to go to a friend of mine, it will go to
as a wife or as a girlfriend. Because if a girlfriend, I agree. Girlfriend, yeah, record. But as a wife, that your husband gave your money to your mother-in-law, a friend, to give to you.
Yeah.
Why? Because what? You will say, oh, Moska.
Supposed to, yes, we're supposed to get stuff for the house. I know this kind of share girl is
Your husband said that to your friend?
Yeah.
That, or this kind of mawa? Oh, well, let me apologize on behalf of that foolish husband.
I'm not a husband anymore, so don't even use that.
Oh, so you allow him to go?
I stuck him. I got out of that marriage. What allow? What's the word allow?
So you mean you married before and work out?
Yes.
No! Stop what you're telling us. Rosie, stop this!
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh, stop the
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're married twice?
Yes.
Oh no, you are sad. You married twice.
Yeah.
And you walked out?
Yeah.
You walked out?
Yes.
You were not afraid?
No.
Nobody will marry you again?
No. I knew somebody would marry me again.
And you left and somebody else married you?
Yes.
No. No. I will never believe it. If somebody told me, I won't believe it.
Yeah.
The woman stayed 22 years. The mother-in-law gives money. They had a taxi that was working for them. Instead of the taxi to do sales for the woman. The taxi driver comes and go and see the mother-in-law, give the money to the mother-in-law, and the mother-in-law will 3 days time say, "Yeah, the taxi is Kanaba. Who can say you have to bank now? Oh, yeah, the mawa. Moon to me if you're somebody, and to me, they are so many bad man, but the Kogu account, Mama.
Yeah, and that's what they always say.
So doesn't mean your mother-in-law didn't see you qualify for the son, but it was a friend. So why was your husband using friend? Is it that you introduced them? You to some people are very troublesome. Did you introduce a friend to your husband? Was it your husband's friend or your friend? Wow. You have suffered. And you stayed how long in that marriage? 2 weeks or 1 year?
No, I left. It was in UK, so I left and I came to Ghana.
Oh, so it was a UK marriage. And you left and came to Ghana. And somebody married you in Ghana. You have suffered. As for broaching marriage, I know how, because you might even be paying rent together with a guy. You know those things that
I didn't.
You didn't. But I was living with you with the family.
No.
Okay. One of the painful things I broach is that the men will keep saying that my wife is useless. Onyeshim wame, meyiri. Onyeshim wame. Esa me wale ni bibia me antua. Utiri sunu wa pampa sunu ka wana entua. Wana entua. So the level of abuse that women are going through was
it's crazy. Let's read some messages.
I feel this is the biggest news you was defending.
Regina Cheryl.
Nobody ever thought you'd marry twice. Wow. But also, if this marriage you are in doesn't work, will you still stay or you leave?
If it doesn't work out.
You don't fear of media? No. Rosalie, you are sitting here. I don't fear. The story, I'll come and read the story.
I don't fear anything.
Rosalie fairly divorced after 33 years of marriage. You're not worried. You don't fear Prophet Again, Pastor?
Prophet Again will hold your hand to walk me out of this bag.
Read your message.
I said, women should be cautious. I left my previous relationship the very first time he laid hands on me. I stood very fair. Oh, the messages are going. Where are they going to?
No, pull it nice. I'm
pulling myself. Oh my
Sorry.
God. I lost it. Anyway, Zita says, I
use
see
this one.
you.
I open a lot of portals, so use this one. Let me play.
Okay, Regina. So if these things are available, I don't understand why these women stay. Regina again says, I think the education should be more on these things. Ajua Penaman says, women should be cautious. I was reading this earlier. Yes. I left my previous relationship. The very first time he laid his hands on me, I stood very firm, even when my dad suggested because of the child we should be together. I don't regret it, and that's the problem.
No, listen to me. A girl is in the US, and a guy was posted from Ghana to her through a Roman father who has never married before. The Catholic Church. Another area of abuse is the Catholic Church. I've said it. Anybody can take me. I don't care. Women who are married in the Catholic Church, they go through a lot because in the first place,
it's changing now, though.
When are they changing now? Yeah. I prayed because the girl.
I was a Catholic before I joined Prayer Palace, so yes,
it's one place that they will abuse you so bad in marriage. Catholic. As for Pentecost, right now, the eye opener has come because we are speaking. Me, I won't stop talking to you. And I will not stop saying. The lady said they brought the guy, they shipped the guy from Ghana to her to marry. And now the boy gets up, and the boy has gone to rent a place and is living in the US. And he said, Onuti, everyone's a Ghana in the US, Otinima. A branch of a hide now, or Mamma be not too. You be sad now, or soon to many get in tribute. Or Frere Roman father, and say, where Yamia Quine. Yamu or Quine be blue, so faddy breaking it. And in Yakupo, you soon be breaking. Was it? That's for the airtime. Bear money, bear my brain, no, a sorry winner. No, a high guest as not for no, as a benefit. Hey. If he wants to have sex, he will call the lady. Hi, Rosalind, where are you? I'll say, yes. Can you meet me at Royal Lutrot Hotel for a conversation? It's for sex. Then she will go. They will have sex. Then she will come back home.
Can I read some more?
When he spoke to the father in Ghana, in Ghana, the father was a former catechist of Presbyterian Church.
Adropinaman says, Regina Cheryl, sorry, my dear, I wasn't financially independent, but I left my previous relationship.
That's the statement. I have to be financially independent. If I don't have money, I don't live. What are you living with? The children are not your responsibility. So leave.
Elizabeth Ashong, sorry, I think Counselor is saying the truth. Bright, Deborah, say the truth, Counselor. God bless you. Nathaniel says, I beg, type. Why? Oh, sorry. Now, Jomo says, oh, my Counselor, you are too much. Estelle can say, true, Counselor. Emmanuel JV, I'm happy Kojo from Wasi. I like Counselor a lot in my life. I'm always okay. Thank you so much, Ibando JV. Regina, will put the pastors, the worry. Leona, you have said it all, Counselor. God bless you, sir. Presenter, check your mic. Unfortunately, today I don't have.
Sorry, so I'm speaking loud today. Sorry.
We are trying to scream. Regina, the church is full of hypocrites. Philanto, your voice is too low. Oh, so sorry. Is it better?
So come closer
come a bit closer.
Yeah, your voice is not like my own. My own is a girl voice.
They always side their stupidity with Christianity. Guess the church members who don't learn and understand Christianity don't. Pastors ain't marriage counselors, seek professional counselor. I agree with you. Some of the pastors, they even get dumbfounded and they don't know what to say. Esinam Doade, very true. Rebecca Tego, counselor, God bless you for your good advice. Lady Lee, General, I just love this man so much. Regina Oko, thank you. Mina, counselor is surprised. Somebody says Sadia Hassan, counselor is in shock. Yes, counselor is in shock. Leona Aqua, God bless you, Rosalie, for sharing. I've been through a lot. I think one of these days I should share my story.
No, well, I'm going to make you share this story.
I'm ever willing to, because I went through a lot of verbal abuse. Like
insulting you straight?
Yes,
you?
Straight, yeah. I went through a lot of verbal abuse. Evelyn Chegara, Rosalind, I'm speechless. It's been quite a tough time, but we've been able to overcome it. God has been good. It takes a lot, I must say. It takes a lot.
Well, were you praying? Now take it closer to it. I don't hear any voice. Were you praying that God will change your husband? No, and let me tell you.
Continue your question.
Were you praying that God will change your husband for you?
No.
You didn't pray?
No.
Did you tell people to talk to your husband?
No.
Now, did you force him to marry or something? Was it marriage of convenience? No, we'll come to your story when we start treating abuse. Abuse is the whole topic. And that day, people will see that even was living. You know why I say even? Look at your hips. Look at your breast. Look at your level of beauty. That a man will abuse you verbally. How does he insult you? Ulufu bebrebe ayo bebrebe.
I mean, even on my way to Ghana and at the airport where I had diapers and all of that in my suitcase, and so I had overload, and he was supposed to pay, and he just threw the passports on the floor and said, in the midst of people, like, I'm not paying.
Was he a Ghanaian?
Yeah.
An Ashanti?
A Ghana.
Ghana did this to you?
Yeah.
He would die.
A Ghana.
Ghana! Was he raised in Abrochi or he was raised in
Ghana?
And he was doing that to you?
He just threw the passports. And I'm not doing this. You're so irresponsible. You couldn't check to make sure that the money you are bringing is enough, and you didn't. It was a crazy one. I even cried at the airport.
You cried?
Yeah, because there were a lot of people there.
You were crying at the airport?
Yeah, there was a lot of embarrassment.
And that's one of the things.
And that was what I said to myself, that
never cry.
No more.
Never cry for a foolish, useless man. When men are used but less, don't let them trigger your crying chamber.
Nobody is worth anybody's tears.
Thank you.
Nobody is. Anyway, let's continue. Abena, such a brave woman. Trudy, there's no way I'll allow that to happen to me. Regina, not all guns, please. Anyway, Emilia Amaru says, Counselor, are you shocked? Ajua Pinaman says, who's through our Regina, Winya, our that's so true. I'm wearing diamond rings now.
No, the first ring were what?
It was
This is diamond.
This is real diamond.
Hey!
This is real diamond.
Yeah, you
close up shorts.
Yes, what's the song? Yanta from Crowd Russell, Yanta from Grand Work out. You want to die. By this time you are dead.
Social media. Okay, Nana Enima.
He was a guy.
What a revelation.
He was a guy who maltreated you. Stop saying she's so tribalistic. Are there no foolish guys there who are abusing their wives? Don't you have foolish Ewes, foolish Ashanti men who are abusing their wives? Don't you have guys working that they are not taking care of their wives? Tribalistic my foot.
Anyway, Nanenima says, what a revelation. Evelyn Chega, counselor, you have gone deep today, Pa. God bless you. Charles Kujanan, for the first time, counselor is in shock.
Yes.
Lady Lee says, oh, no, I'm not TV. Okay, Lady Lee was saying, okay, it was TV Africa, but has ended. Somebody was replying to this. Yeah, and I mean, okay, all right, let's go on. I always listen to a counselor, which I will teach my kids someday. New thing. Too deep for the weak minds to understand.
Actually, the message is
all right, let's go. It's so much.
People are going there.
All right. People are going. How I says you have a here. Okay. Okay. Now it looks like people are replying to people. Okay, listening at 1 a.m. I love you. God bless you. That's Mina Ama Aban.
So painful, eh?
All right, let's see if we can go on
So
to some
painful.
messages. That's for
So
okay.
painful.
So Bashiru says, I agree with you on everything that you say today, tomorrow, and forever. Philanto says, thanks. I can now hear you clearly. Okay, that's good. Akosia Dakwa Kafo Indami. Okay.
Kafo Indami.
Okay.
Don't mind.
Prissy Page, a counselor. May God bless you and live long for some of us.
Amen.
Regina Oko, my sister, you're so cute and beautiful. I love you and I'm enjoying the program. Thank you so much, Regina. I love you too. Eswanam, thank you, Counselor and Rosalind. You're welcome. Josephine Baden, good morning, Counselor.
Yeah, of France says it's happening.
It is happening.
Somebody says, I married a foolish man before, so I know very foolish one. Well. Thank you very much. I think so. Don't die in a dying relationship. I mean, you might be childless. And I say we are going to treat abuse. Right now, we are discussing how to work out of the marriage.
Let me say this.
Yes.
So this Eden shared her story of her leaving the marriage.
Okay.
And this is the sad part.
So go
she
closer
actually
to
went to see counselors, and she feels counselors do not help.
She didn't come to me.
No.
Yes.
So it's just like what you said.
You know, I'm saying that there are no counselors in this country. I'm saying this on authority because I've dealt with cases that the issues have been solved. I've got divorce for people. And the people unfortunately went to some people who come on TV as counselors. And they kept them. Somebody has kept somebody that they even helped them to go through a reunion recently on social media. 20 years of marriage. Just 2 weeks now.
When I hear some counselors say things like, if you have a husband and he cheats, wipe him and take him, or if he beats you, take him back, and I get surprised.
Well, they didn't learn the right thing. And we'll teach. As I said, you see, somebody told me I should open a counseling school. I said, me, no, I don't do that. You know why I don't open a counseling school? I'm opening a school of marriage and relationships so that people will come and learn marriage. Men will know that you need to build an Eden before you get an Eve. Look, if you didn't get any conversation at all, don't die in a dying relationship. Live before you die. So live to live.
Yeah.
Live to live. Don't think I'm not financially independent. I don't have what it takes. Hey, even Ghana independence, Nana Akufo-Addo and his people, His Excellency, celebrated it not at the Blaster Square, in the front of the forecourt. It means everything is possible. Hey, I know what you are going through with your mother-in-law. You think the world has come to an end. No. If one day, that's what I say, Rosalind.
As for
you see,
mother-in-laws are not your friends.
No, but they're no problem. So once your husband takes you to go and live in your mother-in-law's house, you become an inconvenience.
Yeah.
So you are infringing on her rights. So whatever she will say, you have to stick to it.
Yeah.
But here's my problem. Hear me. Stop saying that I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have money. No. I say we don't negotiate separation. Don't negotiate for separation. Don't say, and when I leave my... So when you marry, Rosalind, make sure that we're cheap. That's why I like the Ashantis. So I like the Ashantis. When you marry them, they go and renovate their mother's house. Let your family house become solid. Your father is building, and the house, they've not tiled the floor. Take money, go and tile the house. Because when they give you a room in your father's house, don't go and say, spiritually, my father is pulling me back to the house. No, let the room be there. Anytime you visit, go and dust the room. Make sure that's why you need to build a proper, solid home. Don't go and marry whilst your mother have nowhere to sleep. As a woman, make sure that when anything happens, you have a place to go. Don't live like your husband's house is the last place. Look at where you're living with your husband. You are sharing one room. Because you are sad. I say, men will take us through him. Women, the emotional abuse you don't know.
Yeah, a lot.
Can you imagine a girl who has the husband money and to me ni go via?
Yeah.
So for mommy ask for Papa Ska, me here 20 there some sika so ko emiti. Me ni bi me for sorry scan ma na. We so for me for naka. Enya sorry scan na then need. 0277 man kwa asembesi 6096 for MP's wife. If you gather 10 MPs.
I think the people that find it difficult to live their marriages are people who are very influential and they feel they owe somebody.
Not my wife.
That sort of,
Not my wife.
And not me too.
Not my wife.
Not me either.
Look, my wife will not even leave. My wife's own, she will not even tell you she's leaving. But you weep as she's in the house. You see, God gave women some attitude, but some of them don't know how to use it. You need training to use it. Rosalind, how painful is it for your husband to live with you and decide not to talk to you 1 week?
So painful.
But when he feels he wants to have sex, he comes to. No, I don't know how painful. Look, people are going through things, and the day we treat abuse, I know people will cry.
Yeah.
But until the abuse topic comes, don't die in a dying relationship. 0277 609 6 of I'm available for you. Remember that my treatment is on the oath of secrecy and privacy. Rosalie, I don't. If you store my number on your phone as Counselor Lutrot, I get very angry. Don't do it. You can store the goat. You know why? Because spousal killing started when men discovered that you are seeking for counseling. They fight you. Some women think that they have to tell their husband, yes. Why are you coming from? Yes, things are not.
Another thing I wanted to know.
I went for counseling.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough time, but I think next week we'll talk about this particular one.
Oh my God.
People might not be going through some emotional abuse or verbal abuse, but they might be going through challenges in marriage that they might want their spouses or the couple would want to come and have counseling.
I don't see couples.
How do you
I don't see couples.
But how do you get a man to come?
No, one of the things I realized in life. It's like I'm teaching the people who don't know anything something to them, but it's good. I mean, the country is big. I can't take care of everybody. When you and your husband has a problem, the one who comes to me, I don't need your husband. Because one of you is the problem. One of you is the solution. So I ask you, between you and your husband, who is the problem? And you go and say, your husband is the problem. So are you ready to be the solution? Yes. So I work on you as a solution and you treat the problem at home.
Okay.
Rosalind, in my office, and this is not pride, but I said it to thank God that I'm still alive. That in my office, there are times that women have taken care of people for 8 months, 1 year, 12 sessions, and they don't know their husband is seeing you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. That's how I am. Somebody, I finished with the husband said, I'm going to bring my wife to come and see you. That all the change she's experiencing in the house is because I saw you. Counselor, people don't know you. You had also forced me not. We didn't talk in public. Then he told the wife and gave the wife direction to come. Then the wife called me. Hello, counselor. Your law is that my husband shouldn't do. But my husband just sent me a message that he's taking me to his counselor. And when he gave me the Google location, it's your office. Should I come? That is how wicked I am. Rosalie, when your husband is seeing me, you will not know.
Privacy.
Your husband will see me, you will not know. My problem is not about the two of you, it's about the problem. So don't be afraid. Come, we will solve the problem. If the marriage cannot be resolved, we will evoke separation. Why do you cry every time you close from work when you're going home? Because you get home, there's a lady who says when she gets home and the mother-in-law is upstairs, she doesn't go to greet the mother-in-law upstairs. As some of the feel. So when she comes home, I saw Coach and mother-in-law, Ma, and she was getting BP. And I told her, Madam, don't worry. Do you know why I have to go and greet your mother-in-law? Because you are an inconvenience in her house. You are not supposed to be in this house. This is your mother-in-law's house. And every time you come, you need to go and greet her. So until your husband becomes sensible to move you from this house. And my husband is building. He has sent me pictures of the place. I say, Madam. So when your husband finished building the house in Dodowa, and by then your BP has gone to 400, will you go and live in that house in Dodowa? The counselor, what can you do? Tell your husband to rent a place in Dansoma, Agbogbolosin, just 2-bedroom house, and pay and delay the project. I say, me come back, me. That's how I got a woman to work on her. Yet Tiana, or say the husband to me, Tiana, Mediane phone, now what she only. The man you ask for money, Onibi. And I said, Dad, you couldn't be. Do you know what you do? Ask you for money. You don't give. The day the husband gets, oh, for Rosalind, middle, many be obey half you wouldn't your or quarrel at all. No, no friend. Honey, I saw some money on the table. Yes. Is it not? Didn't you ask for money last 3 days? I've given it to you. You're calling me. When women come to my house, you see, I give you a chance to demonstrate. And all this one, what you say, tell uncle, your pastor say, me kuna chino.
I mean, that's the killer part.
I say, the pastor say, me kuna chino. Soon be wa. Emma and Grofon Wale. Enti, the offer me in an offering Bible.
Let me tell you something funny. So there's this lady, okay, who was abused by her husband, and then she decided to leave the marriage, and then somebody told her that I say if I say we share baby I was sharing a mask it's your mom. You know what the lady said? Let me tell you what the lady said. She said, "On share mask, money roll." I said, "Money you da." Oh, making just a mask, bro. Oh, make just a money raw. Yeah, men are never run the mask. One shot, not an hour. Once an hour, me, our enemy free.
Yesterday, one lady friend told me that polygamy. She says she, as beautiful as she is, her mother is the third wife of the father. So polygamy is never a problem for her. Wow. And I saw she's learned. Why are you dying? Your father married 5 women, 6 women. Today, the pastor says fight against polygamy. So you are going through abuse. Hey, 0277 609 600. Nyame ya dum. Na dum bi dum ya. Counselor Lutot. Mini Rosemary Feli. You beji Ghana afa. Rosemary onye counselor, but ene was shocked me for the first time. Those of you who know me very well, I never knew Rosemary has married twice, and she's ready to work out again. I always tell my wife. I remember when we go get married. That morning, I call my wife. Hello. Are you sure you want to do this? That's around 7:30. I called her. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Is this okay? I mean, on our wedding day, they were expecting us at 10. We got there before 9. I got there 7:20. What's the any BBI there? Someone shock you. Say, hey, you didn't see us already. But I said, your mom 10, my back before 10. We say, hey, but I say, and when we're sitting down, when they brought my wife and I collected her for the father, and I asked her, you sure want to do this for her? And she was laughing. Nobody knew. If you watch our video, she laughed. But I said, are you ready to do this one? Because this thing, Charlie, if you're not ready, let's postpone it. And I was ready to postpone it. Because this thing is not do and die. Yeah. So why are you in the mind for you to die? And right now your story is everywhere. Your father said, I came to settle. What did you go to settle? What did you go to settle? Parents, if you love your daughters, you go and settle foolish marriages for men because they are rich. Yeah. Even me. I always tell my mother-in-law the only thing that I see. I know the future of my wife. I see my mother-in-law and I see my future wife. So I'm managing myself to live with my. See, the way I live with my mother-in-law when she comes and visit me, I see that's how my wife is going to be in future. I see her breast. I see, yes, my wife will grow her breast to this level. I see the hip of my mother-in-law. I say, yes, this is how my wife is going to be. So the way she walks in the house when she comes to help us, I look at my future and say, yes, in my eating, I have more of this. If a man has a very good eating, your wife's family always visits you. A man who is frowning because your mother came, your sisters came, is not qualified for marriage. Stop the abuse, men. Men, stop the abuse. God didn't create you to abuse women. Stop it. If you can't stand your wife,
let her go.
Come and let me build an Eden of animals for you. Don't be happy. When you hear that your side chick man has beaten the wife, do you know what you should do? Invite him for sex. Beat him. Beat him some. 0277 609 604. You understand what I'm saying? Rosie, in case I have a side chick,
I do.
And they hear that I'm abusing my wife, they should invite me for sex. And when we are beaten by a side chick, we can't do anything. We are afraid, and we are afraid we'll lose them. Intimacy, say a sin in answer. One pa now it's in the soul. So you are sitting on the male organ. Hey, George Lutrot. Now make a tea say a see who ye. Who born as soon say, I'm gonna say your double. Now so Tibama so. Oh, now I'm young. Sit down quiet. Bring no. 0277 6096. So mine is not doing that. Let me say a big thank you to Bodyline Clothing for my suit today. Yeah, maybe I'll share braces now. Sorry, direct mail organ and that flap. So don't be like Shatawale. Yo, Wale. Don't go for an abusive marriage. This is bodyline clothing. That's what I'm wearing today. I'm still repping Ghana. Rosenfelli is Ghana month, and I'm wearing my kente and everything. Thanks to Mr. Young for my shoes. Shoes with the one who said the ball life wasn't even the time the ball life. Then I didn't come when Jinabi be so any Kayas Ember Stitch. I mean, Rosenfelli, have you gone for the injection already?
Not yet.
So you'll be in the second batch. But those of you who didn't go for wait for the second batch, but it's good for you to go. I'm confident now. I work very well because I've taken the vaccine. It makes me eat a lot, and a lot of things happen to me. Yes, me my own is one of my side effects. I don't like food. I don't like taking breakfast. But this time when it's breakfast time, I mean even the now my phone is saying. Yesterday I met a guy who ever since he took the injection, every small time now he has erection. Yes, Isaac.
No, Isaac the child.
No, also call us Isaac. 0277 60964. Thank you so much for coming, Joseph Invading, Yao friend, Evelyn Chagan. Thank you for being here. Rosalie Felly, thank you. Somebody says that you have to stand for them to see you because you are saying that somebody like you, or when your husband was abusing you, you're not like this. And your home pictures. Or who saw social media? Oh, when you know I know to you. When you know? Yeah, baby! That's my girl! What for the part? Yeah! Yeah! What's that say? Etina gift yourself for man. Wakwa ne to. Sisi a osifini ke mu a oye say. Eti Mr. Say na mo o hwe na ire. Me dada. It's like Mr. Love. Dabi so no nya ne bod na ni kunu no. Dabi. One enti amadi kunu dada. A sinner! How about Christy? Why are there? Yeah, you baby, I'll call baby. Oh, say, crowd was why you traffic could get was yo. Sana so for the case Jimmy some soldier whatever worry. And that's what they tell you when you divorce, you come marry again. Oh, that's what people are still there. Oh, yeah. Me, oh, Jamie, so why are the food floor better than me? Now, me, you do I not for corridor all the be out. May I die one with you? Said I'm a shaker, what do you call? Oh no, you did your bridge na oh Jimina, you're careful because of Bagana, Obenya Obiama Wawaleno. Oh, I broach na Ukunu Tete, Abragana Mokunu, or Betina Ghana. As Otisicum, not is snow, now Obra, but not dust no. What must say a Japadi, but not a Japadi no. Now we go dust 0277 609 604. Me cha Prophet Emmanuel J baby I will be an amishra birthday papa. So mo e wo mo match. Yeah. Mo e wo mo match bia ye di birthday ne to aso. Friday e betija. O china Friday. On the usra no betro ade. E to nsiri ye di o metro. Prophet cha o china Friday so china Friday. And to china Friday why we need prophetic night. Well no an ye lunch hour prayer but or China Friday in the bra. That prophetic time with Prophet Emmanuel J. Yamishra Munina baby I will be an prophet Odu UBA Spintex Road next to UBA Spintex Road. That is where Prayer Palace is, and the same way on the Spintex Road adjacent to Herbalife. Just speak as if you are going to Coca-Cola runabout. On your right hand side, UBA Spintex Road. Bank never hono. Yenyom ne share wo. Yesike nyina ewo. And to babu afire ne you put the wall near the coma and the bra. Usika na endorse no the bra. That's where our church is. Now why you there? 0277 609 644. Macho any Rosalind Kasa.
The reason why you should be at Prayer Palace.
Yeah, because I've
said this thing 1,001 times. They are prophets, but they are prophets.
Oh, come on.
You have met prophets, but you haven't met this particular prophet. The prophetic gift is out of this world. Everyone needs a prophet. Like last week or last 2 weeks, there was this footballer who was supposed to go abroad or something, and you say, "Oh, the car, kobo policeman, I'm a policeman. I'm a china to na broaching in us say, where are upon some." Or prophet J one go so come, you don't know the plans that the devil has put in place for you. Come, Let it be seen and be broken. Sometimes we walk, we think everything is okay. Everything is not okay. You need a prophet in your life. You need a prophet to guide you. You need a prophet to tell you what's going to happen. Yesterday, something happened in church. A young, beautiful lady, and she has my name. She carries my name. She's pregnant. Only, she didn't even know that somebody had cursed the baby in her womb, that she was going to deliver a goat. Yes, a goat. And it would have broken news, and everybody would have spoken about it. This thing was discovered in church, and she kept on saying, she kept on feeling she's going to die. She kept on seeing ghosts in her dreams. She kept on feeling sick. She doesn't know what's wrong every time she's sick. And it was only discovered by Prophet Emmanuel J. So if you know anybody out there, please invite the person. Don't come alone. Come with somebody to Prayer Palace. Tomorrow evening, we start at 6 p.m. By 9, we are done. Please don't be late. By 6, you should be there. By 9, we are done. Be there, because you don't know who is planning something against you. Everybody needs a prophet in his life. It's not every prophet that will see this. It is only Prophet Emmanuel J who will see this. I always ask this question: where has he been all this while? But he's here today. Let him be a blessing in your life. Don't wait to be told. Men China unhunshra wo me ho anso aka say, hey Rosie, now call him maka beseni enko entwe ma me nyame wo say me dam Rolls Royce ho ase ma fa baby a Prophet Emmanuel J asori ho a meto me Rolls Royce meji me mansions me nka mansion meji me mansions ewo Ghana ha meto me cars meto me Range Rover meto me Rolls Royce meto me Maybach meto me cars ewo nyina na hwahwe no one car say cry one can say, Wafa baby, Prophet Emmanuel, sorry, why? What am I calling you? It's open, surely be and here by they are from. There's not much we can say. We can only invite you, but make sure that you come so that you get your breakthrough as well.
Direction.
Thank you so much. The direction is on the Spring Test Road.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're coming from Palace Mall, towards Coca-Cola runabout.
Yeah.
Look for UBA on your right hand.
Thank you.
Right after the UBA. So it's just a wall. Because of the way the sign of the UBA is, you might miss the signboard of Prayer Palace. Yeah. So when you get to UBA, slow down. Hit that indicator and turn. If you're in a Uber, if you're in a trotro, if you're in a taxi, let the taxi stop at UBA and just walk a little bit. You see the place. It's just there. There's a brown gate. You see the signboard, just walk in there. If you're coming from Coca-Cola Junction as well, just come and keep looking on your left-hand side. You will see the signboard just before the UBA, and you turn and you go inside. We hope to see you there. Come and be blessed. See you.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, if a pastor gives you direction, now you have to set it for no. Blah, 0277, but wait, sorry about the 0277 609604. Don't die in a dying relationship. Let's see you tomorrow at church. And this is Bruce Nivelli speaking. Omo chinda, and almost say idea ni ya. Brana beji. Nyami shira maybe I will be a on your kasiye. Now tia wa de bon wa men bon pae. Pako nyama nako. Ya pon afremi 0277 609 604. Nyami ya adoma. Ya besan shiebu wa chani ya so. A ya beka nyansa chie nipa. Men tie wo sofo. Tie. The best counselor in town. Counselor Lutot. Forget the rest. Choose the best. Counselor one. Unapo. The ginger is still here. I'm very happy today. The ginger stealer didn't come to steal. I still have it intact. Michelle, maybe I will be a Gabi. When you are, make a motive. Yamishra, bye for now.